What's going on, Notre Dame fans? Mike Singer and Tim Hyde from Blue and Gold with news of a new commitment for the Fighting Irish. Tim, it's been a while since we've done one of these videos, but yeah, the Fighting Irish dipping back into the Lone Star State. Class of 2024 cornerback Leonard Moore has announced his commitment to the Fighting Irish. Not a highly ranked guy at this point. The number 394 overall player nationally, number 41 cornerback per the 2024 On3 consensus. On3's own rankings have him slightly higher, 89, a grade of an 89, just on the cusp of a 4-star, number 38 corner and number 60 player from his home state. So, Tim, let's watch his film. Just tell us what you think about him. Like, what kind of player is Notre Dame getting here?
Long, tall, lengthy corner. That was the first thing you pop on his film. Like, oh, it looks like Cam Hart. Tall, lean, athletic. Yeah, just really good ball skills right here. Shows him on some returns on some of this film. The one thing, plays a lot of zone, so you see his eyes always looking forward, reading patterns and adjusting off of them. But physical football player, really good ball skill right there.
Yeah.
And then there's a handful of hits in here where you're like, this is not a corner who's just going to go ankle bite you. He's going to come up and hit you and go for the ball. Great return right here. And then the big thing, you said that in your intro there, they're going into Texas. Notre Dame's going into Texas again for the second consecutive year. They're third. They got the great running back a couple of years ago. So, on Price. So now they're going into Texas, building those relationships. Those high school coaches are so important in Texas, are trusting Notre Dame. Hey, my player's going to go up there and have some good success and whatnot. So I like this guy. He's tall and lean. You go with him with Hobbs, the others, same type of body athlete, night and day comparable to some of the Mickey, Micah Bell, who are your short, attack type corners, great speed. These are some long, lengthy guys that could roam the football field here for Notre Dame when you're looking at Moore and Hobbs as a combo.
Tim, if I'm a Notre Dame fan and I just want to know about a player, you go to the profile, you look at the ranking, you look at the offer list. That's a fine baseline to look at a prospect. Moore has a fine offer list. He doesn't have like the big Texas schools yet. Like he doesn't have this elite offer list, and he's ranked a 3-star. So if you're a Notre Dame fan, you're like, well, why should I get excited about this? Well, you definitely make the argument like he's only a junior. Like we got a ways to go until like that ranking said and done. The offers, like Don Schuler didn't have a big time offer list last year before he committed to Notre Dame, and then he had Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, A&M. He had all the schools by the time he ended up signing with the Irish. So there's that. But man, when you watch him on film, that length you're talking about, Tim, looks fantastic. He's a great student. He reports above a 5.0 weighted GPA. That's above perfect in terms of a grade point average. This seems like a really good get for Notre Dame. Tim, we talk about like some kids are just that they get Notre Dame, they're Notre Dame fit. That's Leonard Moore. He picked up an offer, I believe it was January 18th, visited at the end of the last day of the month. And then here he is today committing to the Irish not much long after that visit. So I think that's worth something. Like he just got Notre Dame. Like he's going to be an ambassador of the class. Just all the aspects, Tim. It checks all the boxes for me.
I agree. And plus he's going to be, it's early. So you got in Texas, you have spring, summer, you have all, right now going on is these national 7-on-7 camps, which I'm sure he's doing those in Texas. Notre Dame's recruiting the heck out of Texas. So he's going to be meeting and greeting, shaking hands, Notre Dame commit, those types of things, helping Notre Dame throughout Texas. And it's another guy out of that Austinish type area, correct? So they're getting some good success in there, starting to, put their stakes around that area. And meeting those high school coaches. So I think that also goes back real quick to Coach Stuckey, right? That 1 year at Baylor. We talked about this a year ago. Who would have thought, 1 year at Baylor, what that does for him in that state of Texas in recruiting, how it's really the tentacles are starting to spread out, which is great for Notre Dame. But you're right. Academic profile fits. As far as the offers and things like that, first thing I always look at is the film. You watch the film and you're like, okay, this is what Notre Dame thinks. He's a junior. He's got a whole nother spring, summer, a whole nother senior year. And they obviously see that length and him projecting down the road here. They've had some outstanding corners the last couple classes. So they have the luxury to let him probably sit in 2024, get ready for 25. when some of these guys get older, and he could possibly play as a redshirt freshman, if not as a redshirt sophomore down the road. I see. Same thing with Cam Hart. Cam Hart didn't play until his junior year, so goes back to that: let guys grow, develop. In some things, not everything's as a true freshman, as we know in football.
Yeah. You mentioned the Texas thing, and specifically Austin. Yeah, signing Jaden Greathouse and Braylon James in the last cycle, and also had Micah Bell from Houston and Caleb Smith from the Dallas area. I've told the story many times, but I once had a person who had formerly worked at Notre Dame had once told me, "Hey, recruiting down in Texas is like beating your head on a wall," and at the time, I was thinking, yeah, maybe. I mean, Notre Dame didn't have much success, but I think when you get the right people recruiting the state of Texas, I mean, now those 4 they signed in the 2023 class. That's the most Notre Dame signed in the Lone Star State in the internet recruiting era, which goes back to like 2000. That's impressive.
Bob Davie, exactly. Bob Davie had those A&M ties and recruited Texas heavily. Real quick, that's a great point on Texas, Mike, because I've always looked at Texas as, first off, it's like its own country. And they think they're their own country, especially when it comes to football and whatnot. So you have Texas and you have A&M. Well, they can only get 50. Let's just say they get 25 a year. How many kids play football in the state of Texas? TCU was just in the national championship game, and their team's loaded with Texans. Texas Tech has had great years. Baylor's obviously been in New Year's Six games and whatnot. So that means there's a lot of players in Texas. And I think sometimes, especially Notre Dame fans, when you look at it, you get so hung up to your initial point of, well, they don't have an A&M offer. They don't have Steve Sarkisian hasn't offered them out of Texas. Well, they can only offer so many. There's that many guys in Texas, and Texas is a heck of a state.
They're not infallible either, Tim. I mean, they could just have bad evaluations, or they might offer them later.
Exactly. And Texas, and the way A&M's played lately has proven that. So you're so right. I'm a big believer is if you go into Texas and you get Texans, 3 out of every 4 guys going to make a play for you at Notre Dame. And it's proven that way to be out. Same thing, obviously, with California recruiting, the success they've had in there. There's some of those big states have so many football players. Sometimes just don't get hung up of, well, he's not top 100. So he's going to go to Baylor. He's going to go to TCU and go to a playoff game or a New Year's Six game. There's a lot of good football players in Texas, and we just got to always remember that.
Yep, big pickup here for Notre Dame, 2024 cornerback Leonard Moore. Notre Dame up to 8 commitments already. Notre Dame we just wrapped up the 2023 class, and the Irish were somewhere around like a third of the way done with the 2024 class with that 8 commitments. Yeah, Leonard Moore joining Carson Hobbs, giving Notre Dame 2 cornerback commits in this class. Please do hit that thumbs up, folks. Head over to blueandgold.com for more on this breaking news. And as always, we'll catch you next time.